Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am J.A. Dudley. For many years, I've tried to figure out solutions to different problems. When we still lived in New Jersey, and I went from being a pro MMA fighter, well, actually, even way before that, um, my grandmother, she was getting older. She was in her 80s, and she was just used to, if somebody goes and knocks at the door, she gets up, makes her way to the door, opens it up. Very rarely does she even look through the peephole to try and figure out who it was, because of her eyes and stuff. Her eyes, the strength in her eyes would go down. So I tried to find a problem. No, I mean, I tried to find a solution for that problem. That solution was investing in Ring cameras. So I got the Ring doorbell camera. I told my grandmother, hey, no matter what, you do not open the door. You can talk to the people through the door, but you get on the phone and call me, or if they press the doorbell, it'll alert me, and I can talk to them and figure out who they are, what they're doing, why they're there while I was away. And that was before I started truck driving, now that I jog my memory. And she would say okay from time to time. She would still go and uh, get very close to opening that door. Then she would remember, she would wait, take a second, then she would call me, or I would already be on the phone with her, calling her, letting her know, oh, it's just the mailman, oh, it's just this person, oh, it's that person. You really don't need to interact with them. You could just, they could just leave it on the porch, and you could go about your day either reading your Bible or watching your daytime soap operas. Don't even have to be bothered with it. So while that was going on, Ring cameras are working out good. The internet was pretty much on the other side of the wall in the kitchen area, so there was no distance issues. When uh, when I decided to get a Ring camera for the back door of her house, there started to become issues with the internet being strong enough to get there. I then had to purchase a range extender, so that took care of that problem. When a few years later, once I rented a house across the street from my grandmother's house, I wanted to set up the same solution, but there was another kind of problem, because now that I'm parking there, and instead of parking directly in the front on the road, I'm parking in a parking lot that's a couple, like two houses down. Now it's not that far because the houses touched each other, and I still had to figure out, how am I going to mount a camera? Well, me being, I used to work for the telephone company, climbing a telephone pole is no problem at all. I just didn't have the two bottom steps, but I just used a ladder and then climbed the rest of the way up. And I was able to mount a Ring camera to watch over the parking lot. Only issue is, the internet was very spotty reaching out there. So I started Googling, and then on Amazon. I never use Bing, so and rarely use DuckDuckGo. But I found this company, I think it was WavLink. They had a range extender. It has all of these antennas sticking out in different directions, and you can angle them up. And it worked on the two standards for Wi-Fi service. So I got one of those, climbed up on the back of the house we were renting, screwed that up. I was able to connect it to the router, and that was it. It worked. It got my my internet out to that camera so I could keep an eye on not only my vehicle that got broken into constantly, because it was East Orange, New Jersey. Other people's vehicles getting broken into. Even though we put up a big fence, people still found a way. So that worked. I put cameras all over on that block, so I ended up getting another one of these WavLink range extenders on the front, because I have cameras over here, cameras over there, to watch the entire street. Is almost like I was building my own neighborhood watch. I grew up there, so I might as well protect it. And so for the people that live there, if there was a problem or something, I would let them know about it. If there's a vehicle that's sitting on the road for multiple hours and nobody got out of it yet, I started making phone calls. No matter where I was in the country, I was letting people know, hey, there's a stranger here sitting in front of your house. Oh, that's this family member or that. It's like, hey, there's this vehicle that's been in front of, like, right on the street for a couple of days. Like, oh, it's abandoned. Let's call the authorities and try and get someone to get that removed. So now that I'm here on our property, it's not much that I need to watch over. Eventually, when we get animals and everything, I'm gonna want to have a camera out there watching over the sheep, as the dogs watch over them as well. But the Ring cameras that I had where we were living, I brought them here to watch over things, and utilizing the Starlink, everything is fine. It's once you start going up the mountain, it becomes a little bit difficult, and it can become a security concern with if the internet is working, if there is a problem, if you can get a message out, you want to be able to do it. We have no cell phone service here on this side of the mountain where we live. So if it's an emergency situation, can't rely on cell phone service. You have to rely on the internet. But further back on our property, the internet doesn't work. So I got this little solution. That same company, WavLink, I was debating on which versions I should go through. Now they're doing these mesh network things. So I went with this WavLink mesh Wi-Fi 6 outdoor mesh router and repeater. So I'm going to be opening this up, hooking it up to the Starlink on the mesh settings, and picking a tree or something up here to climb up. Well, I'm not climbing up the tree. I'm going to put a ladder up to it and set this up so it can broadcast towards the back of our property. So let's open it up and see what it has inside. Well, now I'm showing my beautiful wife.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if you can hear me or not.
Yes, I can. Well, the impossible is happening down here at the creek, and we're able to use the internet down here. So
And it sounds good.
awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, now the chunk is hearing that.
Yes, thanks, honey.
But all right, my love. I'll be back up in a moment.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, let's see what we have in here. Got this plastic wrapping on it. Don't want that blowing away in the wind. Pull that open there. See the world. Guess more so connect to the world. Have some foam there. I'll put off to the side. And what do we have here? We have the device itself, which you can hang up. I think I'm going to be using some heavy duty zip ties to zip tie it to a tree. The accessory box. How do you open it? There we go. Accessory box has the bottom connection for the wire to come through, the waterproof connection, some screws I don't think we'll be using, some, is this double-sided tape, the PPOE adapter, and the power cord and a small Ethernet cable. Over here, we have all the antennas, 4X antennas. Take those out here. Whoa. Oh, they sent metal zip ties. I don't think these are going to be big enough to go around the tree. And 4 of the antennas. Wonder if they're marked for each frequency. Just rip that off. It doesn't slide out easy. That's one of the antennas. It is 2.4 gig, and the 5, it should be 2 of these, and then 2 of the 5.2 gigahertz. Now for the PPOE, the power over Ethernet, I ended up purchasing a 50-foot cable. So here's a 50-foot Ethernet cable that hopefully will work with this system so that I can have it up high in a tree, and the Ethernet cable will be good to go. So I can have and it's an outdoor Ethernet cable. So this connection right here can go in my solar box and not get all corroded and everything, and I can easily access it because it's light, flimsy. I've had one of these corrode on me before that was outside, so don't want that to happen. So now I'm going to get everything together. I'm not going to bore you with that. It should be simple enough. Some plug and play things. The Ethernet plugs in there. The antennas screw in there. This is a 2, right? This is a 2.4. Which slot is a 2.4? Oh, they are marked up there. So just screws in easy like that. Simple enough. So we'll be right back. All right, now that we are here, have this waterproofing connection right here with the little rubber grommet or whatever that will keep water and bugs out of it. With this aftermarket Ethernet cable, it's for outdoors and it's big and chunky. I ended up messing this up, trying to shove it through here. So I am going to continue messing it up and tear it the rest of the way off so that I can have actual access to the clip if I ever need to take this apart. I have the other end of this plugged up in my solar box, and power is being fed through here. Now right here on the bottom, I don't know if you can see, there's the Ethernet port. And I plug it in. I doubt you can see it, but there's a little green light in there. And that's saying that it's on. And then there's an even dimmer blue light right here. If I hold it still enough, maybe you can see it. I don't know. But there's a little blue light here that's showing the status. And I guess the status is that the power is on. One of our puppies is stretching over there. So now I need to actually dive into the quick start guide and figure this out, because it may be just like the other ones that I had, the soda bottle, soda can style, instead of this wide one with all the antennas out. All the antennas on this one are straight up and down vertical, but it should be fairly simple. So I'm going to dive into the book and see about getting it connected to my Starlink. All right, got the 4 zip ties. Now, set up the ladder, get up there, zip tie this up. Well, that's the ladder I'm going to use. It's the one that when we were doing van life, I wanted something that I could stow away easy and still get on top of the van. But speaking of the van, I need to go over there and get some zip ties. Well, that took some time to get done. Finally got the networks all set up. I went and tried to set it up as a mesh network. It kind of worked, but then it said it needed to be connected via Ethernet. So then it bricked it. So I had to do a hard reset on it. Then I set it up as a wireless router. Did that. It was like, okay, cool. It's on the internet. Everything's flowing good. No problems whatsoever. It's like, oh, I should do the smart thing. I should do an update. I did an update, and then it changed all the settings to where I couldn't even access it. It was giving me internet through it. It changed the SSID on it after the update. And what else did it do? It did not require a password. I'm wondering if it turned into an access point or something, and my Starlink password was letting it flow through, so I had to hard reset it again. Then set up everything again, connect it to the internet as a Wi-Fi repeater. And after that, well, now it's working. I didn't attempt to do an update or check to see if the update that I did before stayed on there. So that's about it on there. Now to go set up a ladder and get it up high in the air. All right, got the ladder set up, the zip ties all set and ready. And of course, I am going to do the unsafe thing and climb up while carrying something, trying to maintain 3 points of contact without falling and injuring myself gravely. So this right here looks like a good spot. Maybe I should have came up here to clear off some of the branches first. Will you sit still? One zip tie going around. You can lay on my shoulder as I hold on so I don't fall down. And the other zip tie is getting caught. Just put that in between. Now, how do I hold it? Nope. Pulling the wrong one? I think so. Did I? Oh, man. I zip tied the bottom one to the top one. And now I have to continue through with it. How's that gonna work? Gotta use my teeth because I couldn't see it. And let's get the bottom one to the top one. Can I feel it? And there went my hat. Bottom one to the top one. Pull that out. Now somebody's shooting. I don't think at me. So I don't need to turn and return fire. Let's get my elbow hooked on there and just pull. Let's get it up a little bit higher. Higher it goes, the more distance we'll cover. Got some of the dried up moss off of the tree, face full of it. That zip tie is secure. That zip tie is secure. That zip tie is secure. And we are up and in business. Gonna come back later and secure the line to the tree so that doesn't get tangled or snagged on anything. Well, now I'm showing my beautiful wife.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if you can hear me or not.
Yes, yes, I can. Well, the impossible is happening down here at the creek, and we're able to use the internet down here. So
And it sounds good.
awesome. Yep. Oh, now the chunk is hearing that.
Yes, thanks, honey.
But all right, my love. I'll be back up in a moment.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So that's it. I got the WavLink extender up and running. Now our entire property should be covered in Wi-Fi, especially down here where we come and hang out a whole bunch. We get completely disconnected from the world, and now I have full Wi-Fi bars down here, and it is a great thing, especially for security and safety when the grid is up and running. So that's about it for this video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'm also glad I didn't fall off the ladder. Y'all have a blessed day. Shalom.